Welcome back. So I actually started the video not entirely sure what I was going to talk about or where I was going to go with this, but I felt a need to speak to all of you. I have been really diving into my own spirituality quite a bit over the past few weeks, well, the entirety of my life, but it's been an intense focus this year in particular, and these past few weeks in particular. And so I think that it's important that people see the bigger picture, because if you don't see the bigger picture, it's really easy to get caught into fear-based mentality, into the differences rather than the commonalities. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about the collective and how it's all connected and what silver linings, so to speak, are coming from the year 2020. Obviously, if you've watched the news, then you know what's going on, from natural disasters to political disasters to viruses to now racial disasters. You know, what was done was absolutely horrendous. What has been done in the past leading up to this moment has been absolutely horrendous. And so it only makes sense that it would come to a peaking point. Well, 2020 is a peaking point for a lot of areas in the world that needed to be brought to the surface. And so although it's not surprising that these large events are happening, it is disconcerting. It is hard to watch. And if you watched my live last weekend, then you know that I got really tearful talking about, in particular, the George Floyd case, which is beyond heartbreaking, not just for him and his family, but for the entire bigger picture, you know. But it had to come to the surface, right? Because collectively we have forgotten that what we do to our neighbor, we do unto ourselves. And that's a spiritual principle. Now you can find that re-quoted in lots of different writings and religions, but it is a fact in the spiritual community that you cannot cause anything to someone else that won't then also be done unto you. And so what's happening in the energy right now is everybody's becoming aware all at the same time by focusing our energy on all of the same events of the reality of the situations and how connected we all are. You have to think about it. This is probably the first time ever that the entire world is paying attention at the same time to the same thing. There is so much power in collective focus, and we can literally move this in any direction that we want. So this is a pivotal time to advance ourselves by becoming more enlightened, becoming more informed, becoming more empathetic, and understanding that just because it doesn't affect me personally, or I have not had that personal experience, I have enough understanding of the collective and my connection with it that I can have empathy and understanding for the person that may be going through that. It's a spiritual evolution. And actually, even though it seems very negative right now, and I will not take away from that, in the long run, these will create positive new beginnings for humanity. We're now taking a closer look at our governmental structures, our policies, long-held issues that have yet to be resolved, our planet. This needed to come about, because if this had not come about, if 2020 had not come about, we would have continued in the rat race that wasn't really working to begin with, and accepting life for less than what it could really be. Life wants to improve. Spirit wants to see advancement, pushing forward, and that's exactly what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. So although, you know, the media may want to make you believe that there's all these divides and differences and we're all against each other, really, in the larger scale, the largest majority of us are coming together, supporting each other, being there for each other in ways that we have never done before. So discard any of that negative thought, any of that negative thinking, because actually this is going to bring about the true new age, okay? So be excited about the time that you're living in. And I don't mean that in a way that is unempathetic or that you should not care or fight for and stand up for what you believe in. I say that in a way that know that these events are occurring for our highest good, so that we can go on into the next chapter in a higher vibration of understanding, compassion, and love. And so that was my collective message. That honestly, when I started the video, I didn't have not one thing in mind that I was going to talk about. So that was the message that came through. And I hope that provided you some clarity and some insight. Loving you so much. And until next time, namaste.